Good morning and welcome to the Berry County Board of Commissioners meeting for November 26, 2024. If you would please stand for our invocation and our pledge of allegiance. Heavenly Father, we thank you for another awesome day in Berry County. We especially be mindful this week as it's Thanksgiving week for all the blessings around us in our life, for the people, for the opportunity to live in this county, in this country, and be free. We thank you, Lord, for all of our military people who will not be home with their family this holiday weekend. Protect them and keep them out of harm's way. We just ask for your continued blessings and guidance over this board to make the right decisions and have the best impact on our county. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. For purposes of attendance, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Carlton? Carlton?
Present.
Thank you. Campbell?
Here.
Doster?
Present.
Getty? Here. Hatfield?
Here.
Smoker?
Here.
Tennyson?
Here.
Jackson?
Here. Thank you. Reports from state and county officials. Are there any state or county officials with us this morning that would like to address the board?
I didn't bring my normal reports, apologies for that.
This on? Okay. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just give you a quick update. We got two we'll be looking at putting through the police academy, come up in January. That'll help fill 2 out of the 4 positions we have available, so that's coming up early January. And the state's got the funds again. It's not as much, but it will take care of the wage while they're going. So what happens is we hire them. We have to decide what we're going to pay for people who are not already employees. And then what we do is we put them through the academy as our employee. So, you look at your other question. Okay.
How long does it take to get through the academy?
This one, 16 weeks. Yeah, 16.
Okay.
To 4 months, yeah. And then there's a 4-month training period that you get probation, so.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Good news. Additional state or county officers that would like to address the board?
Good morning.
Morning, Inez.
How are you this morning? Good. I just wanted to give you a quick update. I know that we've had a partnership agreement in place with the county clerk's office for a little while, and the court has assumed all the circuit court duties. We were asked to be budget neutral, which we've been throughout this whole process. We have purchased a kiosk downstairs to try to create another way or method for the public to reach the circuit court staff. I wanted you to be aware of that because sometime down the road we will be establishing time to lock that office and not make it available to the public and direct the public to the kiosk. The kiosk is currently live downstairs, so you're welcome to take a look at it and test it out. And we're hopeful that if this does work, that we'll be able to provide that service in other locations. So just wanted to give you an update on that. If you have questions, I'm open to those questions.
What type of information is available through the kiosk?
The kiosk is actually, think about like telepresence. So they'll have a staff member right there and you can see the staff member. We have QR codes available so that folks will have access to the websites that we often direct them to. We will also have website addresses available right there. There is a scanner on it, so we can look at all the pleadings that they're filing or ones to review before they file them. And once we review them, if they need to report to that office to deliver the documents, we'll have them available to go. We'll direct the public to the office and we'll collect whatever cash payments they want to make or credit card, or not credit card, but check payments, or to deliver the forms.
Okay. Technology-wise, some groups are not very adapted technology, using technology. Is there live help for these people, or is it
Yeah, it's really simple. They just go up to the computer, click, select the court that they're trying to access, and the staff member will be present.
Okay.
Yep.
Additional questions for Inez? John?
If this works well here, are you thinking about it across the street?
Well, if it works well here, we're thinking about maybe in the future, could we put it in a library or a township, somewhere else so that the public can have access to the court services without having to drive to the city to be able to have that interaction with court personnel.
Interesting. Okay. Additional questions? Awesome.
All right, well, thank you.
I don't see any other state or county officials with us. Limited public comment at this time. Any member of the public wishing to address the board may do so for up to 3 minutes.
Gary Wright, Caston Township. November 12th, you passed a resolution about chief deputies. On the Friday after that, I received a packet from the county that in it had talked about elected officials. MCL 45.41 provides that elected officials in counties having a population of more than 50,000 may appoint a deputy, it says may appoint a deputy or deputies who may perform the official acts for which an officer making such appointments might legally do. And it goes on. The next one in this same packet says MCL 45.51 provides that elected officials in counties with 500,000 population or more have the power to appoint a chief deputy and all other deputies, clerks, and employees. Employees. Once again, this was a legal opinion that came from Cole, Stoker, and Toski, PC. There was redactions put in it, so I'm not sure who this was put in there for, which county. But it also, in this opinion, stated that November 1st was the date that salaries must be set, not November 12th. So with your oath of office saying you must comply to laws, I think it's pretty obvious that November 12th was too late to set salaries for chief deputies, and chief deputies are not, in reality, part of the law unless you're a population of over 500,000. So I'm not sure what you're going to do about this, but I don't think your resolution on November 12th is valid at this point in time. Sadly, it's the same law firm that was questioned at Caston Township. Mike Pelton, I do believe, said that your county attorneys said that you had to do these chief deputy salary, and it was questioned quite heavily there. One was very up to date on the laws, township trustee, and it really comes to the fact he said he was going to bring that question to you folks, and I'm wondering if he did at the last meeting or not. So I'm not sure whose trousers are getting pulled down and turned around, but what you did on November 12th doesn't appear to be legal in any faction, so I really want to hear what has to be said. I can give this to... There you go, I'll give it to you, and you can just do it.
Thank you. Additional public comment?
Good morning, Joel with Senior Township. I want to encourage the board to look into the pay scale of deputies corrections. Remember, we are still the lowest paid county of any county that we touch. Not exactly something I think we should be striving for. Plenty of situations, I think, in our county where, as of late, that we could really be using well-seasoned deputies that have given, a decade or better of service to this county and have the experience to be able to tone down conflict amongst other things, and we're losing these rapidly to other agencies. So please look into this before we lose more.
Thank you, Joel. Additional public comment? Hearing none. Approval of written agenda. At this time, any member of the board may ask for an item to be removed from the consent agenda and placed under items for consideration.
Mr. Chair, could we take I off?
Item I.
Yes, please.
Okay, we will move item I off the consent agenda and move that to item C under items for consideration. Any additional requests to change the consent agenda? Hearing no such request, does any commissioner wish to change the agenda additionally? Hearing no such request, the agenda is approved as amended. Various correspondence, does any commissioner have correspondence they'd like to share with the board? Hearing none, consent agenda, Commissioner Doster.
Mr. Chair, I present the following items for consideration. A, approval of the November 12th, 2024 Board of Commissioners meeting minutes. B, approval of the revised 2024 Apportionment Report. C, approval to allow the Equalization Department to have 2 appraiser positions until such time as one of the appraisers meets the qualifications of the Senior Appraiser position. D, approval of Public Act 116 applications, Farmland and Open Space Preservation, number 24-2, 24-3, 24-4, and 24-5 for Michael Pickard, located in sections 13, 24, and 25 of Irving Township. E, approval of the attached quote from Casper Corporation for purchase and installation of rolling file system in the amount of $34,628.51 with funds to be paid from the CPL fund. F, approval of the attached updated credit card policy as required by Public Act 266 of 1995. G, approval to reappoint David Tripp to serve on the Berry County Building Authority for a 3-year term that begins January 1st of 2025 and expires on December 31st of 2027. H, approval to reappoint Cindy Vouget and David Jackson to the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority for a 3-year term beginning January 1st of 2025 and ending December 31st of 2027.
Is there support?
Support.
Motion by Doster, support by Hatfield. For all items listed on the consent agenda, discussion is not allowed and a roll call vote is required. All those in favor vote aye, opposed vote nay. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Carlton?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Doster?
Aye.
Getty? Aye. Hatfield?
Aye.
Smelker?
Aye.
Tunison?
Aye.
Jackson?
Aye. The consent agenda is approved. Presentations, we have none this morning, and public hearings, we have none of those either. Items for consideration, Commissioner Smelker.
Mr. Chair, I move for approval of claims in the amount of $94,179.48.
Is there support?
Support.
Motion by Smelker, support by Getty for approval of claims in the amount of $94,179.48. Is there additional discussion? All those, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Carlton?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Doster?
Aye.
Getty? Aye. Hatfield?
Aye.
Smelker?
Aye.
Tunison?
Aye.
And Jackson?
Aye. The motion is approved.
Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of Resolution 24-26, resolution to join the nationwide insulin lawsuit.
Is there support?
Support.
Motion by Smelker, support by Tunison for adoption of Resolution 24-26, a resolution to join the nationwide insulin lawsuit. Additional discussion?
I still don't understand this suit entirely. It seems manipulative to me, you know, this going after the insulin manufacturers. Insulin is kind of a hot button political issue? Because it sounds like you're killing people who can't afford, to keep themselves alive with insulin. But those people, in the vast majority of cases, it's the insurance company that's actually paying, and they're actually the client here, asking us to join with them, is the way I understand it. And I don't see really, I don't understand how we have standing in this case. How were we, as a county, harmed? I didn't pay. Why should I have a stake in it? Do we then distribute this money? What do we do with this money? I don't really understand where all the money goes. The one attorney gets a referral fee of 35% to another attorney who then gets 30%, but then there are other things in here about other funds, the other expenses that'll be split by the clients as a group. I don't know what the evidence is. How do we know that it's overcharged? I mean, it seems like we're being put in a position to make a ruling on this when we don't have all the facts. This is not a little gentleman's agreement that will come out nice and clean. You bring it to their attention that they've done this, and they'll, capitulate. This isn't going to be bloodthirsty war, and the people that are going to make the money out of this are a bunch of attorneys, not the people who were harmed. I don't know. It doesn't seem like something that I would like to be a lot more confident in starting a war if with the facts. So I'm going to be pretty hesitant in voting for it.
Okay. Commissioner Smelker?
I guess where I feel we have skin in the game is when we pay our insurance premiums. And I'm sure they have went up because the cost to the insurance companies have went up.
And do you think our insurance premiums will go down? And why do they have to add us as a client in order to do that?
Yeah. We were encouraged by our healthcare provider, our co-op, to join this lawsuit, to support it. Whether or not anything financially substantial comes out of this, we don't know. I don't think we're asked to sit in judgment of right, wrong. Otherwise, we obviously don't have those facts. And as we discussed last week, there's quite a lengthy process, it sounds like, to actually fill out the paperwork for it. So if we look at the amount of time, effort, and energy required by administration to do it, we may at some point decide not to fill it out and punt on it anyways. But like I said, we were asked by our healthcare coalition, which is saving us substantial amount of money on our healthcare costs, to support this. So we're going along with what they've asked us to do. However, this is one step in the process, not potentially the final step. So, Other comments? Commissioner Tunison?
I think we're making a statement too, the fact that since 2019, if the cost of insulin has gone up, tripled, or whatever he said the other day, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, that people have to choose, that we represent on eating, making their payments on the rent, or buying insulin. So, we're making a statement too that, and yet obviously we know this is out of control because the government had to step in just so seniors can only have to pay $35 a month because they weren't able to survive every month by paying that high cost. So I think we represent a lot of people out there that are faced with choosing in their lives right now and what they're up for their health. So that's why I think it's important that we join this group.
I don't disagree with some of your statements. The attorneys obviously come out way ahead in these things versus the people involved in it, but, I think I'll support it just for the fact that we've been asked to support it in the coalition, to Commissioner Tunison's point that we're supporting the people we represent as well. And we'll see where it goes. Like I said, it may go nowhere, but, it may start. Yes?
I appreciate you bringing it up, Mark, seeing you are an attorney and say they make too much money.
Speaking from experience.
There you go. Further questions or discussions? Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Felton,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Doster,
Nay.
Getty,
Aye.
Hatfield,
Aye.
Smelker,
Aye.
Tennyson,
Aye.
Jackson.
Aye. The motion is approved. Item
Mr.
I.
Chair.
Yep.
Approval of the 2025 memorandum of agreement between Berry County and the Michigan State University Extension.
Is there support?
Support, Hatfield.
Motion by Smelker, support by Hatfield for approval of the 2025 memorandum agreement between Berry County and Michigan State University Extension. Discussion.
My question was, Commissioner Smelker, it sounded like you had done some more research into this issue.
I have talked to Scott, and I guess his real name is Michael Scott, but we are going to meet and talk this over first part of December. He sent me a lot of information, and then I called my constituents, which I think might use this program. And the farmers I called, the larger farmers, don't use them as much as the smaller people. And yesterday I talked with Mike, and he said they were very involved in the community gardens in Nashville. And that's what I understand, is they help out the smaller agricultural parts, gardening and fruit and stuff like that. So I am going to vote yes on this for another year and keep looking into it, and I look forward to the meeting with Scott in the 1st of December.
Yeah, I would appreciate any updates or information you have from that meeting as well.
And I am going to push for the office to be open more, whether that's frugal or not, I have no idea, but.
My experience is that they are out in the field, they are working into the evenings with 4-H. We had our parks meeting last week. We ended at close to 7 o'clock, and they were just getting started with their evening meetings. I think their staff is, you know, it's hard to keep office hours, and I'm not sure that that's the highest driver of interactions with MSU Extension. A lot of field work, a lot of on-site work. And with the conveniences of email and cell phones and modern technology, I have always found them extremely accessible for whenever I needed something.
I think as we discussed before, it would be nice if they said, we're going to be here from 9 to noon every Tuesday. Or pick a couple days when they're there. And I think that was the frustration that we had when we discussed this before, is that people were there, there were hours, office hours posted, but nobody was there. So maybe just a little clarification or a plan going forward would be helpful, you know. So, and John, we'll be looking forward to your report.
And we have looked into it, and they have about 20,000 square feet of office space over there. But
2,000 square feet.
2,000, yeah, sorry.
2,000. Man, it's a big basement, I didn't know.
But it, that is worth some money. But I also talked to our head of the Berry County Fair, and he was very much in favor. I thought of MSU Extension. They help a lot with the youth in Berry County.
Okay. Additional discussion? Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Felton,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Doster,
Aye.
Getty,
Aye.
Hatfield,
Aye.
Smelker,
Aye.
Tennyson,
Aye.
and Jackson.
Aye. The motion is approved. Unfinished business, we have none. New business, we have none. County Administrator's Report.
Nothing, sir.
All good. Chairperson's report, I am also set, thank you. Vice Chairperson's report.
Likewise.
Commissioner reports, Commissioner Dennison.
Bruce, Catherine, and I attended the Health Department meeting last week. Bruce can probably talk about their, from that survey, from Eaton, stuff like that, more so than I can.
Okay,
Well, meaning like,
Yeah.
they want some information,
yeah.
yeah, so, since how your vice chair. Airport meeting tomorrow. Not throwing you under the bus or anything.
We've heard some tires squeal.
Catherine probably articulate it better than what both of us could. So, other than that, that's about all I got. Maybe you don't want to talk about it. It's a big deal.
Yeah, as far as the health department, they are trying to obtain some raw data materials to put together a brochure of sorts that has to do with the opioids, and it's also to do with getting a grant. They've already received that from Eaton County, so we're in the process of trying to get that approval through Liz Lenz and stuff. So more to come on that in the future. We hope it gets taken care of. We think it's a necessary thing. And there is a grant attached to this. Time is a factor. I believe it has to be done by the 6th or the 13th of December, Catherine?
Soon.
So hopefully that we get that taken care of, and Berry County can come aboard with that, and we can get that grant for the health department, and also get this very important information out as opioids continue to be a big problem in our county. The other thing I had was, I believe they moved that next meeting date to the 13th, Catherine.
It's up a week.
So anybody interested in being there, they have moved next month to the 13th, I believe,
Yes, in Eaton County.
in Charlotte, yeah.
Yeah.
And then also I attended the DHHS meeting last week, so that's all I got. Other than, thank you, Bob.
See, you did a lot better than John did.
Commissioner Smoker.
I really don't have anything, although I do read the MAC literature that comes, and they are pushing for statewide septic in the lame duck. And then there it says that they've got a couple of options, and one option is time of sale inspections, and the other one is periodic inspections. Yeah, sounds like toast.
Gotta go there again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
government overreach.
so that's all I got to
I
complain
disagree with
about.
that.
Commissioner Getty.
We had our parks meeting. We did review the updates to the 5-year rec plan, and we'll be recommending that to the commissioners. We made a resolution to recommend it to commissioners for approval. And the grant that Commissioner Campbell and Tunison referenced, it's the OD2A grant, separate from our opioid settlement funds. So there's two efforts to combat the impacts of opioid epidemic and the impacts in our community. And so I'm optimistic that we'll be able to work something out between the health department and the MSU research that was done and interviews, and be able to access that. I think they call it de-identifying the data, so that the personal information is redacted, but the health department feels that it would be very helpful for their work within the CDC OD2A grant.
Sounded like timing was going to be an issue, getting that information, getting it redacted, put together, de-identified, whatever it is, so.
It's not, for MSU Extension, it's not difficult to de-identify that as far as what Eaton County, because Eaton County did access that information. I believe their county administrator was able to authorize that.
Thank you. Commissioner Colton.
I attended the Commission on Aging Thanksgiving dinner. They had over 100 seniors, and I know several of these people, and there's concerns about isolation during the holidays, and it was nice to see them out with other people sharing a meal. So it's a time to think of people that you know in the community that are perhaps isolated during Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Absolutely. And big things coming up next week. Isn't December 3rd bid opening day for COA in the building?
Yep.
So look forward to seeing the results of some of that, see where we're going. So, Commissioner Doster.
I have nothing.
Okay, thank you. Limited public comment. At this time, any member of the public wishing to address the board may do so for up to 3 minutes.
Forgot to mention our competition out there, we're taking 25% of the calls that we take. Just got a 20% pay increase for the first year and 3% and 3% for the next 2 years. That would be the state. And on top of that, not only they're recruiting from the locals, but they're also turning around, putting them back in to the area that they were working at. So that's our big competition we have going on right now. And I guess we're just keeping up with that. But government overreach, it's also the solar fields. If there's anything I'd like to see you guys get involved in is getting in and pushing the state back and putting them back in their spot in those that bureaucracy they got in Lansing, where they got 3 people telling all these electeds that are constitutional offices that what we're going to do with their land over there. So I agree with you. It was an overreach. I talked to Senator, what's his name again? Our Senator Albert, thank you. And I mentioned that they were talking about doing $1,000 every 5 years for an inspection. You know, you break it down, it's $200 a month. So I kind of got on him. I said, look, we're trying to get millages passed so we can run local here, and you guys keep taking more and more money away from our pockets. That makes it harder for us to survive here at a local level. So hopefully it'll go somewhere, or not go somewhere, I should say. I don't support it. They don't have any bottom line. This is what the pollution level is. Almost like when they tried pushing the septic system over there over at Little Long Lake and Bristol Lake. They said, oh, this is a great thing. Well, did you test the water? Well, no, you didn't. Did you test the water after you put it in Fine Lake? No, so you just got it in there and just left it alone. What are the results of all these sewer systems going in? So I kind of feel the same thing about these septic systems going on in. What's our groundwater? What is it now? What is it after you put in these more expensive systems in there that you want to charge us $1,000 over 5 years to inspect? So anyways, I think those are battles worth fighting over. Thank you.
Thank you. Additional public comment?
Wow, it's already going. Gary White. Lead-in. Thank you. Foster Swift. Municipalities to challenge Michigan Public Service Commission's interpretation of Public Act 233, Lansing, Michigan, which is that solar things. They've been asking municipalities to join in on it. I'm not sure if the county has looked into this or not, or if they're going to join or not, but it is happening here in Berry County, and as was just said there a minute ago, it is something the county should be joining in on with this. I hope to see that on your agenda at the next meeting. When you go to court, attorneys usually have one on one side and one on the other side. Generally, one wins and one loses. Quite often, they keep on dismissing and making more money and putting it in their pocket and stuff. Once again, at Caston Township, the county's attorney was questioned with their, well, the deputy chief's decision and other decisions by township officials, not just me. So, do you have the right attorney for the county? Once again, the one page I pulled out of the packet came from Cole, Stoker, and Trotsky. Do they have the best interest of the county, or was it just $1? I'm not sure, because guess what? You people have the tendency to run into a closed session with an attorney saying, well, we have this right, but then you never know what's really going on. once again, when my accountant with Caston Township said that, well, your attorney said you had to do this. Well, once again, it's your responsibility to research their legal opinion, because it is just their legal opinion or their recommendation. It's pretty obvious research needed to be done on these chief deputy positions. I really wonder if they have oaths of office recorded or not. It would seem like that would have to be part of it. Maybe we can do FOIAs on that. Should I have to? No. You should have known this. So it's really questionable if you're doing the job for the people, and if your current attorney, law firm, is doing the job. So other than that, I'm going to say goodbye. It was my question in that document that came out was not addressed at the last one. Hopefully, maybe it'll be addressed at this discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Additional public comment?
Joel Ibbotson, Rutland Township. I'll just give you an idea on something that you can do through the Michigan State Police right now. If you wanted to be a motor carrier officer, they would pay you $3,900 per month while you're going through your recruit school. You start off immediately, $52,000 as a motor carrier officer, $71,000 after 6 years of service. So some of the things that are kind of interesting is they only work days, and they only work 1 out of 10 weekends, if that. So why would someone want to work for the Berry County Sheriff's Office when they could go into the Michigan State Police, which, as Dar was saying, they do work to get people towards the locality where they wish to reside. But I don't know anyone want to, and by the way, that does not include shift premiums, that does not include overtime. They pay quite handsomely if you work weekends or holidays, which are all volunteer. Many times you don't even have to do the 1 out of 10 weekends because other officers are volunteering for that. So anyway, let's please look into this. And I know the contract renews in 2025, but let's get the negotiating starting now. Thanks.
Thank you, Joel. Additional public comment? Hearing none, Commissioner comments. Commissioner Doster.
I don't know, some of you might know that I have a pretty nice dog that I got from the animal shelter a number of years ago. Still a young dog, and it stopped eating and drinking and being able to walk recently, and I was kind of suspicious that it had been poisoned maybe. So we have a new vet in Doster that took over Kenny Kornheiser's veterinary clinic, and I took it up there, and it had Lyme disease. So, and a few days of antibiotics, and the dog's basically back to where it was. But it's just kind of a warning that they're saying that you really need to protect your dog all year round now. There used to be a season for doing that, but that the information that they gave me was that it takes 10 days of 20-degree temperatures with no snow on the ground to kill the ticks, and so we may not have that again. We haven't had that in the last couple of years, so just public service announcement that beware of your pets for Lyme disease.
Already dealt with that. Archie had it this year as well, so taken care of, but thank you for that. Commissioner Colton?
No.
Commissioner Getty?
Nothing.
Commissioner Smelker?
Nothing.
Commissioner Hatfield?
My calendar says I'm supposed to give my dogs the pill today, so. Thank you for prompting.
Commissioner Campbell?
Just to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and take a few minutes to be thankful for all we have and blessed that we live in Berry County.
Yeah. Amen. Commissioner Tennyson?
A couple of things that were mentioned. I know we are looking into possibly joining that lawsuit, right, as a county. So we are looking into that. And when I hear about this 5-year septic inspection, would be totally invasive to people every 5 years, I think, and $1,000 inspection fee just to have them come take a look at your system, and then all of a sudden they say, oh, that doesn't meet our standards? People are not gonna be able to afford this. And I understand there is some people out there that are illegally, do not have a proper working septic, but 90% of people have I think, obviously have a decent septic. Might be overstating the 90, but I just think that this would be every 5 years, coming to your house. There's no need to do that. Once you've done it and inspected it, there's no reason to come back in 5 years. Absolutely. I mean, I've been around this my whole life, and I don't see any reason for this. This would be totally invasive to our residents of this county, so.
It's a money grab.
It is. And growing government. Imagine the amount of inspectors they're gonna have, they're gonna go out to this many people. They're gonna have, how many more people grow to the health department? So.
Send a message to your state reps and let them know how you feel about it. So, reach out to them for sure. So, thank you. Yes.
Bruce, good to see all your fingers.
I appreciate that too. I just get this little piggy to start bending, I'll be very happy, but thank you, John.
So you're not going to be cutting up the holiday ham, I'm assuming, so?
I go into a deep when I see a nice.
There you go. Just a few notes. Talking to Eric, we have reached out to Foster Swift as far as joining that lawsuit against the MPSC. We have not heard back from that yet, but that is in process, so we'll have updates on that as far as where that goes. Bless you. So, board rules. Our organizational meeting is always January 2nd. It's about a little more than 30 days away, so if there's anything on our board rules that you have questions on or want to look at, this would be a good time now to start discussing this or take a look at that and make some notes so we can get with that. And I had mentioned it, I believe, last week as far as your committee assignments, that we'll be talking about those shortly as well. So lastly, if you are bored on Wednesday, the Moose in Delton has their holiday ring toss, which is they have a big pyramid of all kinds of drinkable items. So you make a donation, throw rings at it, and whatever you ring, you get to keep. So it'll be full and fun from 5 to 7 or 5 to 8 down there. So if you want to join the ring toss at the Moose in Delton, we will be there. So other than that, happy Thanksgiving. We appreciate all of you who support our county, work, play together. It's always interesting to see what happens, but enjoy the couple days off, and we will look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great time. We are adjourned.